What did you do?
What?
Now I wanna see what you're trying to what was you doing?
His audio was not going through
Oh
Twitch.
my god. Okay. So, we're gonna redo all of that. So, since you guys didn't hear a single word I said. So, off the top here, if you guys listen to that theme song at the very beginning, it was written and produced by Mr. Dale Lyle, who just let me know my audio was not working on my mic side, but they could hear you guys just fine. So, again, thank you, Dale, for that theme song. It was very great. And then, as I was introducing our guest, mainly what you hear Casey was talking about was her victory last week on our episode of Family Bathroom. Played a newlywed game, and she won a $50 gift card. So she's just explaining her Valentine's Day experience with that gift card. And I don't think I missed anything else. I've just been rambling on. So again, tonight's episodes, guys, is a debate show. There'll be a wide variety of topics ranging from serious to fun. And these three panelists will be debating their argument. And the chat will decide who wins. And then whoever, gets the most points at the end. There is no $50 gift card on the line this time. I am not that rich, but you can get the title of master debater. How about that? Okay. So, what?
Screw this.
This is going great. This is going great. I'm having a great time. Technical difficulties, Who knows? Okay, so while I look behind the scenes and figure out, we can get into our first topic. So, our first topic tonight for the debate: what is the best music genre? So, why our guests get some time to pick. This is when I'm going to ramble why they formed their argument, but if my mic sounds different, then, I have no idea what it sounds like. But we're just going to wing with it. So, as our guests figure out, again, if you're watching through the chat, you guys will get to pick the winner based on their argument. Okay, not personal preference, but based on their argumenting skills and their, reasoning behind picking it. So each topic, we're going to go in a rotating wheel. Each person gets to start out first. So technically, whoever starts first has a disadvantage, you can say, because they have to, think faster what they want to say. So each person will be at that disadvantage. So we're going to start with our guest, with Dana. So Dana, you have
Yeah.
1 minute to debate what music
I have a
genre.
question.
Yes.
Before my time starts, I have a question.
Mhm.
So I have like two different, so I didn't need any time to think about this. I have two different like ideas, but one is more like a very broad category, and one is more like a smaller category within that. So like do you mean like a major category or like kind of a smaller
We'll do like
subcategory?
broad generic, so
Okay.
country, rock, hip hop,
Okay.
pop, blues, those type genres, like
Okay.
widespreading.
Sounds good.
Are you ready for me to start your time?
Yes, I
All
am.
right, and the clock starts now.
Okay. I don't even need to say it. Musical genre is rock, obviously. It informs every other genre. Classic rock especially laid the groundwork for all of your faves. Pop came from rock, rap came from rock, everything came from rock. I'm even obviously I didn't know this question was being asked and I'm wearing a David Bowie shirt. Come on, like I don't even know what to say about this. I think this is what we're all thinking. But it's simply it just laid the groundwork for everything. So it can't not be the best. And it's the best to listen to. It's the most fun, everyone loves it, and it's very enjoyable. I think every time I have been in a group of people and I don't know their music taste and I play rock, it makes everyone happy. Everyone likes to listen to it. So, rock.
I would
What would you
definitely.
say, Josh? Sorry.
I'm gonna
And
have to go with the Dana Rock. I feel like 90% of mostly like not the newer generation, but the older generation, they have all listened to rock at one point, or they still do, and I feel like that's been around the longest and stuck with a lot of people, like maybe the newer generation and maybe country or rap or all of that. But if you ask just about anyone else, they will always say rock. So I'm gonna 100% have to agree with Dana.
alrighty, Casey. What would you say is the best music genre?
Um, so I think that okay. I
Uh, uh, uh.
I don't know. Um, I don't know what the best is. I
That is a
listen
really
to
hard question in her defense. Like, how
I
do you
listen
debate
to
about music?
every
Yeah.
single genre. So like, okay, in like their argument was really good because rock does make every single genre. But I think the one I listen to the most is called like what's it? Oh, all like indie folk music, like because that makes me want
Yeah.
to drive through the mountains. But I lost the debate.
Yeah.
You lost it when you went, yeah, oh.
So
You could have just stuck with that and been like, yeah.
I think it's,
Sorry.
safe to say this one's going to be between Dana and Josh. So
What? I thought I did good.
since you guys pick the same genre, what we have to do from here is there any other supporting facts that you want to reimburse your argument with before we let the chat decide who wins?
I'm gonna be honest.
Mm.
I think Dana won this one. She went on a whole minute. I went on for like 15 seconds. So
That is
you
true.
know what? The chat has already pretty much decided. But I love y'all, so you should definitely pick me.
Yeah, I guess I don't really have anything other than I'm the guest, guys, so please be nice to me in the chat. That's all.
Well, we're off to a strong start, guys. So Ryan in the chat and Dale, how? Let me know real quick the audio situation on my mic because it is being weirder, but I don't know what to do for whatever reason. But
What is
I'm
it
gonna
doing?
give. I don't know. Casey said it sounded different.
It sounds normal now.
Oh well, the hell with it.
That sounds
I'm
normal.
gonna give the point to Dana for the first round. So,
Casey,
you
this
know,
is how
hopefully,
this whole night's gonna be.
I hope this is not how the whole debate ends up because it's gonna be pretty embarrassing and pretty bad. But there's plenty of questions, so
Yeah,
time to make up for it, okay?
let's go.
All right. Question number 2. We're getting into a little bit more, serious topic, okay? Is climate change irreversible at this point? I'll let you guys form your arguments. You could say climate change doesn't even exist. If you want, you can say it exists,
Casey,
but
you
we can
good?
fix it.
You good?
Or is it irreversible? This is gonna go great, okay?
This is what we get
Can
for
I go
doing
for
a
like?
serious.
Can I? Can I go for like 20 seconds? That's all I need.
This is why I put money on Dana.
She's like an expert. I think we should give her like 5 seconds and then
Handicapper?
us as much time. Yeah, exactly.
I only need 5 seconds.
You're probably one of those ones who can just speak really fast.
All right.
Yeah.
But
So,
nah. Listen. Check this.
oh, okay.
Climate change is not reversible. because all of those toxins are still going to be in the air. It's not like they just disappear. It's always going to be there. The only thing that we can really do is prevent it from happening further. And other than that, it's not like you can just suck all of those toxins out of the air with something. So it's always going to be there. It's always going to be affecting our Earth. It's always going to be affecting the atmosphere, and there's just no way around it. We did this to ourselves. Like I said, 20 seconds is over.
All right, Casey, what is your opinion?
My opinion is that climate change is reversible, but it would it would take really extreme measures like really, really fast, like because if we just like completely stopped using plastic, like it just went away and like we took down all those factories and everyone stopped like driving and all like if hypothetically, yes. Is it realistic? Probably not.
Alrighty, and to wrap it up, Dana, what is your thought on the matter?
All right. Well, like it's not reversible, like Josh said. There's nothing that we can do to stop what's already happened, but there are things that we can do to prevent more climate change from happening. Casey was kind of talking about like getting rid of plastics and stuff, but that's not really the main issue. The main issue kind of falls with like corporations and like waste from factories and like unethical practices coming from like corporations and businesses rather than individual consumers. So we can have dramatic changes to climate change as long as we handle it from a higher view rather than at the individual point. So we can reverse the future of climate change, but not what has already happened.
Damn, Casey, your argument just got destroyed. Do you care to rebuttal? Defend
I'm
yourself.
so sorry. I mean, you're right.
Oh my
You're
God.
right, but
Defend yourself. Defend your honor.
I don't have a defense.
All
I
right. With
just
that
like
being said,
no, I meant like technically if like everything just stopped, then like maybe it could be reversible.
so where
but,
do
like,
those toxins
that's not.
go if we stopped it though? Where do
I
they
don't know.
go?
Do I look like a
Are you-
scientist?
I'm just saying you're arguing it could be better, so I'm arguing back. Where does all these toxins go that's already in the air, that's already affecting us?
I don't know. Let's see what Ryan has to say.
And I just want to say, everybody in chat, just notice how Dana pretty much just extended what I said. I definitely said just about all
But
of
better.
that, but better.
But
She's
better.
she's
Alright.
using her
I
smartness on me, and I don't like it. This is the kind of crap that I have to deal with because I'm dumb.
alright. I didn't hear you once mention corporations,
You
so
see, I did
That's
though,
true.
and
I'm just
no,
saying.
no. Like I said, you're using these big fancy words like corporations. You're using these big.
Corporations.
Yes, it's just it's unacceptable.
Alright.
Alrighty, chat. Let us
Alright, what does
know
the chat say?
who won that argument. Right now, it is looking one-sided right now. It's gonna be one of those type of
Exactly. Thank you.
nights.
Come on, Jack. Come on.
I might have to throw my hat in the ring if this gets any uglier because we are not representing the family bathroom well here tonight. So pretty much got some votes for Dana. So
This
I
is
would
bullshit.
probably agree as well. So we're going to have to
Thanks,
step up our
guys.
game, guys, if we're going to compete here. Represent the family bathroom well, okay? All right, next question. All right, you guys might have a chance here, okay? If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? I'll give you time to think. We'll be starting with Casey on this one in just a minute. So be thinking what you could use that superpower for in any scope and why you would choose that one over all other abilities. This is a fun question. I asked it a lot in interviews. Oh, green screen there for a second, but it's okay. It's a good icebreaker question.
Icebreaker.
pretty,
Shit, we lost already.
A pretty fun question. Get some maybe unique answers. All right, Casey. What is your superpower of choice?
My superpower of choice would be to speak any language instantly. And that includes communicating with animals because they have their own language. I'm pretty sure that I'm convinced of that. But this is because I feel like there would be no communication issues. If someone came into my work and I couldn't, understand them or something, I could speak the same language as them. If my dog was hurt or not feeling good and I didn't know why, I could ask him and he could tell me and I could get him the help that he needs. Also, I feel like it would just cause, a lot more peace just in general, if we could all just communicate.
All right, Casey coming in hot with the ability to speak all languages. We're going to go back to Dana with this one. Dana, what would be your superpower of choice?
All right, I was kind of thinking more along the lines of like basic superpowers. I would choose invisibility. In my opinion, the whole point of having a superpower is to save the world. But I would go about it in a practical way. So I would kind of go invisible and then like sneak into like the White House and get like the intel that would save the people, or go into like the government buildings and corporations and like get all the information that I need and be like, okay, and then formulate a plan from there. If you could like fly or something, that'd be super dumb because what are you going to do? Punch people in the air and save the world? That's super unrealistic. But if you were invisible, then you can get all the intel and you can sneak around. And then also you would have time to do your own problems and like catch people in lies and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. So I would go invisible. I think it's the best way to save the world.
All right, so we have a multilingual. We have an invisibility. Josh, what would be your superpower of choice?
See, y'all think about saving the world. I'm thinking about living every day. I'm thinking like super speed, Know what I'm saying? You don't gotta wake up. You can just run to school, run through all the classes. If you need to go to the bathroom during the test, I know y'all people already always in those classrooms asking to go to the bathroom. Teacher says no, so you just go real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. That's all you gotta do. And then if you ever need to do chores, speed through them. If you ever need to go to the grocery store to support your family, run to the grocery store. 30 seconds, you're done. Then you can go back, come back and go on Twitch and watch Family Bathroom. I'm telling you, it's a win-win everywhere.
Okay, so we have some rebuttal. Okay, your opening statement, to live every day, what did that have to do with super speed? When you said that, I thought you were going with like immortality or something.
Look, you just gotta trust the process. Super speed's where it at. I'm telling you.
Okay, so
Wouldn't you love an extra 30 minutes of sleep when you were gaming all night and then you had to wake up for work? Wouldn't you just love those extra 30 minutes? You could just get ready, out the door. Easy.
you could use the ability to like never get tired, and then you would never have to sleep.
Nope. I'm saving the world over here, bro. Don't
I
listen to
mean-
the invisibility.
And then Dana, with invisibility, we got some pushback from you in the chat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you're not visible to the eye, but you would still give off heat, so heat sensors would go off?
I mean, I'd
And
hope that I
government
was like
buildings.
smarter. I don't think that there's like some like heat sensor in every room of every government building because invisible people don't exist. I remind the chat. So they are not prepared for me to go invisible and sneak into buildings. So I don't know what government
cameras.
buildings you've been in. What?
Cameras.
What do you? They don't have thermal cameras and they have regular
I don't know
cameras.
what they have.
I know for a
do you know
fact
they
they
don't
have
have thermal
regular
cameras? Okay.
cameras. They don't have thermal cameras. Why would they need thermal cameras?
Because of people like you trying to be invisible.
All right.
All right. So you guys heard the 3 arguments. We have any debating on why yours would be better than the mentioned ones. Casey, why is multilingual better than invisibility or super speed? Do you have any pushback against their choices?
I think you guys are just taking it a little bit far, if I'm being honest. Like, I just want to speak to people in every single language. And also, that would be amazing. Like, I could just, any job application, boom, I speak every single language. I have gotten every job in the world because of that. That's what would happen. And I could, like, talk to the birds, talk to my dog, talk to a cat, you know? Like, why would that not
that's-
be the obvious choice?
But while you talking to the birds, I'm over here doing my homework and all my chores. I get to chillax, watch
All
TV.
of your reasoning was really bad, by the way, Josh.
No,
I
it was
came up with
not.
like 40,000 better arguments for your superpower
no.
while you were talking. So
You're just upset because you didn't think of this goat idea.
no, because I still think mine's
Yes.
better.
All right. Dana, do you have any pushback against super speed or multilingual?
Well, yeah. I like the multilingual thing. I think that's pretty cool, but that's kind of like the animals part of it is kind of assuming that like they do have language. And we don't know that for sure. So there, and then Josh, I think your reasoning for super speed is pretty good, but like there
I
are
know
other
it's good.
superpowers that
No. It's not good. It's great.
No.
it's good.
Yes. Thank you.
But there are other superpowers that would like give you the same abilities, if not better, like Brody said, like you would never get tired or things like that. Would give you like pretty much the same, but probably
But
better.
how is not being tired helping you get all your chores done? Going to school and not having to wake up early, chill.
But if you never got tired, you wouldn't have to worry about getting up early.
All right, that still
'Cause
doesn't
you
help me
wouldn't
with my
sleep.
homework and chores.
If you weren't tired, it'd be easier to get your
I still
homework
have
done.
to spend 2-3 hours on homework, and I could be just playing games, you know.
So
And
wait,
then
are
you
you
would-
like also a fast reader, or are you just like fast at
Exactly. I'm fast everything. I'm literally super speed.
super speed with like everything?
Exactly. That's why it's
All right.
super. Like, who doesn't want something with the name super in it?
See, every time I've seen super speed, it's just been with like running.
Well, that's why I don't want just fast. I want super speed.
All right.
All right, chat. You heard these 3 make their cases. It's time for you to decide who wins this point. Is it Casey of speaking every language, including animals? Is it Dana with invisibility? Or is it Josh with super speed? So, make your votes in the chat as our guest will prepare for the next question. So, the next question is, what's more important to being successful? Being good looking or being smart? And our votes are tallied. It seems like Josh won the last category. So we have
whose ideas were
Awful.
dumb now, Casey?
2 wins for
Oh,
Dana,
Yeah, the win.
1 for Josh. As we get into our next idea question, what's more important to being successful? Being good looking or being smart?
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Well, we're
I'm so ready.
back around to start. It is Dana's turn to start.
What? She's cheating. My God.
Sorry. Well, it's clearly being smart. I mean, being good looking is definitely something that can make you successful, but it's not gonna end up being the end all be all. Um, obviously there are stupid people in powerful positions, but if you look at like all the really smart people that are successful, they're not attractive. They're just smart. There's not people, we're not electing people into high office and we're not promoting people for their looks. If you look at Jeff Bezos, who is arguably one of the most successful people in the world, I'm sorry, he is not attractive. Elon Musk, not attractive. And that one might be debatable, but still, like they're not getting there because they're hot. Trust me. So, like whether or not they're smart, like that's arguable, but it's definitely not their looks. If anything, it's that they're smart.
Okay. So with that, what would you consider the Kardashians? Do you consider them smart, good looking, or do you
I
think it's
wouldn't
both?
consider I wouldn't consider all of them smart. I would consider Kris Jenner to be very smart.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they use strategy very well to get to where they are. They took their scandals and their issues. They're famous for their scandals. They're like, and they were
Mm-hmm.
smart. They didn't take those and say, okay, we're going to step away. And they didn't make their problems worse, I guess. You always see like celebrities that have scandals and then like
This is long a
they
minute
just
of my
get worse
life.
and then fall. I'm answering a question.
Yeah, quiet from the peanut
They
gallery.
like they get they get in trouble and then like kind of fall out, like Amanda Bynes, for example. The Kardashians are smart because they used their scandals and it made them more famous. And they had a TV show that ran for like what, 10 years? Successful. They were smart.
Alrighty, Josh. What's more important to be successful
Do
in
I get
life?
10 minutes like she did?
Well, it's because I asked a question. If I ask you a question, you can talk longer, okay? Now, what is your answer?
I think being smart, not only because of what Dana said, which were, they were okay points. But the real point is those looks as you get older, they're not going to be so attractive to people because they're looking for that young, sexy bod that when you get older, you just won't have anymore. But those smarts, they never go away. You could be a doctor for 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. You never know, all because you were smart. You may not die because you're smart about it. I'm telling you. I'm selling y'all on this because the smart's where it's at. And even if you retire with those smarts, you can get a different job doing something still making good money for. Whereas when you get 30, those looks aren't going to be there for you anymore. You're not going to be as successful as someone who's smart. Thank you, Brody. Thank you,
Okay.
chat. Just
I
vote
got
for
some
me. I approve this
questions and
message.
pushback for you. So
Okay.
you say smarts never go away. Would you consider, as you get older and elderly, your wisdom does tend to go away. You can't recall things as fast as you can. Your memory starts fading. So would you still stand by your statement as your smarts don't go away as you get older?
They never go away. Listen, because your mind is so complex. It is things that you can never think of. That brain is very powerful. I'm telling you, Brody, they never go away. You may forget them here and there, but they will always truly be deep down in there if you think really hard. I remember my first pair of shoes, actually.
So I have a philosophical question for you. If you're saying it's still deep in there, but you can't recall it, and you can't, bring it forth, is it really there?
No. You misheard me. The thing is, it's still there.
Right.
It just takes you a few more minutes to recall.
What if you can't recall it?
Then you weren't smart in the first place.
Then I hope you're good looking. Alrighty.
But that isn't gonna last.
Wait, but what about like people with like dementia and Alzheimer's, like
They just
Dill, I
weren't
think, said
smart.
it.
They weren't smart. If
That's
you're
not
truly smart, you
true.
will never be able to forget anything. Y'all just are
Okay,
think you know
moving on.
you're thinking too hard about it. Too
No,
hard.
you're
Just
not thinking hard
woosah.
enough about
No,
it.
no,
You just
trust
said
me.
Yeah.
only dumb people can get dementia,
That's what
practically,
I'm
is
saying.
what you
Because
just
if
said.
you're smart, you will never forget it. I'm telling you. I'm a nurse. I approve this message.
Alrighty. So we have two smarts in different ways. Casey, what is your
Okay,
choice?
so depending kind of on what kind of success you mean, but really smarts is going to get you the furthest, because even when you're like in the Miss Universe pageant competition,
Wait,
they
why would
ask
we
you
be
questions.
there?
You're not allowed to interrupt me. I get an extra
Okay.
That's
5
true.
seconds.
You talk
Even
again,
in
I'll
like
mute
the
you.
I'm sorry. I approve this
even in
message though.
even in the like Miss Universe competitions, they ask you questions. You have to at least have a little bit of knowledge to answer. 2, you have to have knowledge to, get into college, get into law school, med school. Half the time when you're applying for things like that, they don't know what you look like unless they look you up. So you can't rely on your looks to get you into those high positions. Also, kind of something along with what Dana said. Let's talk about Trisha Paytas. She is one of the most problematic people that has ever walked the earth, and she's rich because of it, because she does scandals literally on purpose to get her views, and those views get her money. She's a genius, and
But
it
is
took
that
people.
her
It
thinking that,
it
or is it the person who's
it.
managing them?
She doesn't. She's a YouTuber. It took people literally years to figure out that she was doing scandals on purpose. Like, because
Yeah.
people hated her for a little bit, but she was famous still, regardless of what people thought of her.
I still think it's the
Period.
managers.
Genius.
It's the managers.
Okay, so we all chose smarts over looks.
I had the best case. Just
No,
saying.
you did not. You just piggybacked
Hey,
off of all of us.
let
So
moderators
you can
speak.
go.
Because
You
I
know
went
what?
last. I
Let-
had
let's
a
let-
Y'all
choice.
gonna be
You
muted.
didn't. You had a choice.
Those were my original
Let's let the
points.
chat decide.
Josh, you said
All right. They are now muted as I make my point. So, everyone chose smarts over looks. So, my question to you guys would be, what then, if everyone chose smarts, would you agree that smarts would be harder to get that success in life over looks? I'm going to start with Dana here. So, which is the easiest to obtain success then? Would it be smarts or looks?
Probably like looks, but in the short term. I kind of like what Josh was saying before, it kind of went all over the place, but like your looks go away, and like if you're not using your success wisely and you're not using your looks wisely, which is like your smarts, then you wouldn't get very far. Like if you're an idiot but really hot, you might like book a few gigs, that's it. But if you're not like using your senses, and if you're not smart enough, you're not going to get super far, because what are you going to do, you know? So I think like you might get some success because of your looks, but I think at the end of the day, like long-term success and like higher climbing, that's all
Mhm.
that's all smarts.
Alrighty, Josh, I want to hear your opinion on. You said to be more successful, you got to be the smarts, but what would you say would be easiest to obtain success? Is it still smarts or does it change to looks?
Easier to obtain.
Yes.
Are we talking like you have to go to school to get smart, or easier to like get a job?
What do you define success as, and what's easiest to obtain it? Good looks or being smart?
I'm Uh, sorry, I was typing in your chat. I wasn't paying attention 100%. All right, listen to this. It's easier to obtain success with smarts because you might not always find that right opportunity with your looks. But 90% of the time, if you go to school for, say, in my book, to be a nurse, there's always spots for that somewhere around the world. But you just might not always get that modeling gig with that being with your looks. But there's 90% chance that there's some company somewhere that needs you to be in that spot. So I'm gonna have to go with smarts.
All right. And then lastly, Casey, what would your opinion be on what is, easier to obtain success with, looks or smarts?
I would say in the short term, look, because in our like with social media and all that stuff, like there are tons of people famous on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that because they're pretty or whatever. Um, and with your knowledge and your smarts, you have to work really hard to get there a lot of the time. Like no matter what you're doing, if you have to go through school or trying to get a job or trying to create some like crazy AI or something like that, like it's going to take a long time and it's definitely not going to be easy. But if you can just post a TikTok of you being like, hee hee, I'm so pretty, then like you will go viral and then boom, now you're rich.
Yeah. But then just to agree with Casey real quick, and then in like 3 years when TikTok dies, like then what are you gonna do?
Right.
You know? You could probably like profit off of your success on TikTok on other social media and keep up with the times, but that requires smarts.
Mm-hmm.
So Ryan in the chat makes an example. So he'd say looks, and his example would be OnlyFans. I'm sure all of us know what OnlyFans is. What would your, statement on, the people that, would make an OnlyFans account? Essentially, they're posting lewds or worse. Essentially just looks, for profit.
I would say it requires both to be successful on OnlyFans. I've seen like plenty of people that I have known and grown up with try to make OnlyFans accounts with no success at all, and they're all idiots and like they're not successful on there. But like you have to know how to promote yourself. People aren't going to just know to find you. Like you have to promote it. You have to maintain it. You have to record yourself. You have to upkeep your account. You can't just like take pictures of yourself and expect to like go viral on OnlyFans just like that. Like there's some brains behind it. So like obviously your looks matter, but so do your smarts. I would say that it's a pretty equal balance on OnlyFans.
All right. So I think we touched this one enough. You guys in the chat decide who takes the point here for this topic. Let me know as we get into our next topic. So next, another fun question. What is the best season of the year? And season being either fall, winter, spring, or summer.
What about autumn?
You go ahead and say autumn. So we'll be starting with Josh in a moment, but you guys be planning your arguments on why your season is the best out of the 4 in the year. Why I wait for chat to vote. All right. So.
Oh yeah, I know you see that. I know you see that.
We got a late vote in for Casey as well. And
Ryan, I
What's
do
it looking
not
like?
want your sympathy. Y'all said I had the worst. You said I copied Dana. when I had no choice but to go last. It was not my decision. Those points that I made were already the ones I was gonna make, regardless of when I
Nah,
made.
you just saying that to boost yourself. Just stop.
Well, we
Give
also
up.
got another
Give
No,
vote
up.
I
for
don't want
Casey
I don't want the
from
point now.
Joopy
I don't want the
Schmoopy.
point.
Done.
I don't
Joopy
want the point.
Schmoopy voted for you,
Go
though.
Joopy Schnoopy.
Oh, that. Thanks.
They probably didn't even watch the argument, but okay.
We were voting on who won that debate, Alexi, if you joined a little late. So
Let's see,
for
Josh
new
won.
viewers, there is a debate topic. The three will state their case on why theirs pick should win, and then the chat picks who ultimately, defended their argument the best or made their point why they should, take the point for that
Whose
round.
turn is it to start?
It's your
Yours.
turn.
It's your
All right,
turn.
Josh. What is the best season of the year?
Look, I'm thinking spring. You want to know why? Because that's when spring break is. Who doesn't like going to the beach, partying, getting out of school? Baseball, my sports fans. Spring training. Who doesn't love a good spring training? Weather's warm, cool, not too hot, not too cold. The rain comes out at night. Helps you sleep every night. Come on. Those beautiful flowers that make the air smell so good because of that terrible global warming, nasty stuff in the air. Those flowers, they spring. And it's so beautiful. It just makes me want to cry. So look, spring will always be better than any other season. If anyone has anything to say, just stop. Don't waste your breath. Spring is it. The end.
All right, Josh, I'm going to ask you, and I just want simple yeses or no's.
No, I'm not. You're not asking. You're not
Does
who I'm arguing against.
school have breaks in the winter?
But it's just not as
I
good.
did, yes or
Spring-
no?
All right, yeah, but you also have to think like it's fucking cold. Who wants to go in shorts and a t-shirt and go play some baseball in the cold?
I'm
Like
simply
what?
I never want to play some baseball.
I'm simply
Well,
just
that's your
rebutting
fault.
your
That's
statements.
your problem. That's why you don't like spring. That's why you don't like the best season of them all.
I never said I don't like spring.
I'm just saying.
You haven't heard me yet.
All right.
Okay.
So Josh chose spring. Casey, what is the best season of the year?
All right. So the best season of the year is very obviously summer, and there are many reasons for it. One being that it's warm. You can go lay at the beach, get a nice tan, and you might be thinking, oh, well, it's too hot. First of all, bring a water. Second of all, get in the water. Like, obviously. And summer nights are the best. You know, when you're driving down the road with the windows down,
All the humidity.
sea salt in your hair, it feels great. Summer is clearly the best. And if you're a student, you obviously need summer because you usually don't have any work unless you're taking a summer class, and that you did that to yourself. That has nothing to do with the season. No school, you get to go to the beach, you get to get tan, and it's just all around the best. Also, you can wear shorts, and shorts are fun.
Wow. That was terrible. I thought mine was bad.
That you shut
That
up.
was
You're muted. Dana, what is your season
right.
of choice?
Well, I'm gonna have to go with spring on this one. It's not my favorite season. I personally like fall, but objectively the best season is spring. You go through months of cold, rainy weather. Just look at the week we're having. Today's been nice, but like last week was miserable. It was freezing. It was snowing and raining the whole time. Disgusting. And it's like, I know for me, the sun directly decides my mood. Today was really sunny, so I was, in a good mood. On days where it's like cold and rainy, which is like so much of winter, even just cloudy days, awful. But then when it's spring and the sun's coming out and it's finally warm, but not too warm because the heat is just too much, it's the perfect weather. Everyone's happy. If you go to any college campus on the perfect April day, you will see everyone is coming out of their seasonal depression. It's amazing. Spring is definitely the best.
Um,
Period.
First of all, spring has pollen, and that is disgusting. You spend most of the season
Okay.
walking around like sneezing, eyes watering, eyes red and itchy. It's horrible. I love spring, but I'm winning the debate by saying that pollen ruins the whole season because you are dealing with pollen for but you
There's
don't really
pollen
get
every season.
allergies. Yeah, pollen doesn't just
I
go
get
everywhere.
allergies. I get allergies all year round. And I will say my spring allergies are my favorite ones because it's just sniffles and it's just stuffy noses and that sort of thing. The other seasons are way worse. For people who suffer year round like me, we all know spring is the best.
Okay, well, you guys, I gotta agree with chat here on some points. You're looking at a lot of these as in a school centric, but
Yeah.
your arguments for having breaks don't apply to like people like myself and some others that don't have school. So
I didn't mention breaks, Brody.
that is true. So your argument for like a spring break or summer break will apply to your like 21 and under crowd that have school. Otherwise, it means nothing. So, I'm tired of just sitting on the sidelines, right? I will not take this fall slander anymore. I'm gonna tell you why fall is the best season of the year. Okay, so fall is the best. If you want to compare weather, it's the end of summer before winter. So temperature wise, you're dealing the same with spring temps. The trees change colors. It's probably the prettiest, the trees ever look during the year and the sightseeing. In my opinion, it has the best holiday in Halloween. So the parties always the best, adult parties or college parties or whatnot. Dressing up in costume is one of my personal favorite things to do. All the candy. Okay, it's probably the one holiday you can get a wide variety of candy. Yes, there's Valentine's Day. Yes, there's Christmas candy, but like trick or treating, you think of candy. As well as fall, you have football, the most popular sport in the USA. And that is when the NFL season takes place. And that's all I got right this second.
See how
Will
it's
you-
hard? It's hard to be put on the spot. And you were laughing at us because we were like, there's a reason.
Tell me why I'm wrong,
Well,
Josh.
Brody isn't allowed to get votes because he's the moderator. So
That's correct.
moving
He's
on.
not in the debate.
Exactly.
So, you guys in the chat, figure out who won, Dana, Casey, or Josh. We got some springs. We got a summer.
I give you a kiss if you vote for me.
Listen, Dale, we don't talk
I
about
do
the
it
end,
too.
okay? We talk about the majority. But go ahead. Who do you guys
Wait,
think won?
Hold on, I have a question.
Yes.
Who won the last one?
Who won the last what? Casey.
It was Casey.
Yes.
Well, I can't see the chat. You guys have to tell me.
Okay. And if you're a gamer, by the way, most of the big games come out in the fall, so November, October. So that's when the big releases
All of
come out.
this, all of Brody's are assuming that we do the things that he does and that we're interested in the things that he's interested in.
Exactly.
I don't care
true.
about games. I don't care about football. None of that applies to me. I like the fall, but his arguments are not objective. They are
Exactly.
subjective. He talks
Moving
nothing of the
on.
weather.
I've been burned. So you guys in the chat decide who comes out on top. All right. So as I'm gonna get you guys preparing, think of the next question while the chat decides who you think wins the argument, who got the best season. So continue chat, who cast in your votes for Casey, Josh, or Dana. The next question for you guys to prepare for is you are making dinner for your significant other for the very first time. So it's your first like homemade dinner for your significant other. What are you making? We'll be starting with Casey on this one. So you guys go ahead and prepare your idea. So your first impression dinner, what are you making? So chat, real quick, please cast in your votes for the last topic. Did Casey win with her summer argument? Or did Dana win with her spring argument? Or did Josh win with his spring argument? Let me know.
Obviously not Josh.
Yeah, obviously.
I will not take this slander of the other contestant.
I just like how you mute me, but I haven't seen you mute any of them once.
Watch the replay and you can prove you're wrong. As I muted Casey.
Who else did you mute?
I muted Casey. Watch the replay.
Dana's been talking shit to me this whole time.
You're
Why
not
aren't you muting her?
talking over each
I have
other like you
not.
two were.
Yeah. I wait my turn.
All
I
right.
do too.
So it seems like Dana won based on the chat. So Dana won the argument. So as we get into the next one, Casey, your boo's coming over. You're making dinner for the very first time for him. What are you making?
I have a question before I begin.
Yes.
No.
Is this supposed to be significant other specific? Or just in general?
It's like your first homemade
Like a-
dinner date.
Yeah,
Just
but
do
if
like
it was,
just
Hold
do
on.
specific, not based off of your boo in general.
Oh, you're talking about specifically like your
okay.
Yeah, no, just in general. Like
Yeah,
what would you make?
Kieran. Okay. So, even though I am a vegetarian because I have a heart, I would make a steak because people that eat meat tend to really like steak. Also, mashed potatoes are clearly one of the best foods that exist. Mashed potatoes for the win. Also, get a little cornbread in there. Mwah, delicious. And then I'm coming in with dessert, right? Dessert is gonna be a homemade giant brownie, and it's gonna have extra chocolate in it, and it's gonna be amazing. Also, I forgot to mention that the appetizer is gonna be spinach dip, which is really good, and it's cheesy and amazing. Oh, and some green beans for some veggies. Gotta stay rounded.
So
Also, Velveeta mac and cheese.
You're bringing a lot of shit in this.
it's
gonna
a
cook
pretty
all
big
that?
meal you got there, Casey. You got
Yeah, because people like options, Brody.
that's true.
You can't just make one thing and expect someone to be like, "Oh, I like that." What if I don't know them too well and they don't like mashed potatoes? Fine, they have plenty of other things to choose from.
Wait.
You have to have variety.
Why are you making a dinner for this person if you don't know him that well?
He said first date.
First dinner date that you're making.
Okay, but at that point, do you really know every single food they like and dislike? Probably not.
Probably. I'd hope so if you'd letting them into your house.
All right, we'll
Okay,
get into
Josh.
rebuttal
Okay.
later,
All right.
okay? So
You're definitely wrong.
Casey, for the chat, we have a nice steak. What kind of steak, Casey? What are we cooking with?
What do you mean? What kind of steak?
There's a bunch of types of
Oh.
steaks.
She's a
might-
vegetarian. She doesn't know.
Oh, we might lose some points here, chat.
Okay, no.
we got
It's gonna be,
T-bone, we got prime rib, we
yeah.
got ribeye,
It's gonna
we got the filet mignon,
definitely.
we got New York strip. Like, what are we cooking with?
It's definitely gonna be. I'll ask them in advance actually what kind of steak they like because I'm that good of a person. So.
So you don't know what kind of steak they're like, but you're gonna cook it anyway. How do you know they like steak?
We're
Josh,
assuming
that
they like the
argument made
food.
no
Okay,
sense.
we're assuming like the
Just-
food, just like she's
Vegetarian.
vegetarian. We're assuming they like, all foods. All right. So we got the steak, we got the
Josh
mashed
is
potatoes,
toxic.
we got the
All
the
Josh
green.
knows how to make is a PB&J.
Shush.
Yeah, shut up, Casey.
Wait for your rebuttal time. So we got
Yeah, go
steak,
girl.
mashed potatoes, green beans, and cornbread with a brownie dessert and a spinach dip appetizer. Dana, your at the grocery
My turn.
store, picking out ingredients for your fancy dinner date that night. What are you picking
Yeah.
out?
Well, Brady, let me tell you, it's the first date, or at least early enough where it's the first time I'm cooking.
Mhm.
Beginning of a relationship, what do we think when we're talking about the beginning of a relationship? Freshness. We're gonna get a nice citrus aioli on a nice chicken
Mm.
breast, and then some salad, chopped salad, with a very nice citrusy dressing. I'm just going all in the citrusy. And then for dessert, ice cream. Why? Because it's cold, which is fresh. I'm focusing on setting the tone for the relationship. Can I make chicken every night? Probably. It's easy to make. I know how to make like 3 things in the world. Chicken is one of them. I learned it this summer. Can I make a steak every night? Absolutely not. I'm trying to show what I can do. I'm being honest. Also, I don't wanna make it look like I'm trying too hard. I feel like a steak does that. No offense, Casey, I don't mean to just keep berating you on this, but I want a simple meal that shows that I care, but I don't care too much. And it also sets the tone for a nice, airy, and fresh relationship that we're entering.
All
And
right.
some red wine.
Ooh, okay.
Mm.
So we got a pretty fancy setup there. Josh? I swear to God. What are you bringing to the table?
All right, listen. I'm having red tablecloth over the table.
God.
I already hate it. I would
Shut
leave.
the
I
fuck
would
up.
walk
No
out
one
the
asked
door.
you. No one
Well.
asked you. Shut the fuck up.
No.
Nah,
Alright.
mute her ass.
I
I'm
did,
done.
okay. Talk.
All right, so listen. Red tablecloth with the nice rose on it. So good. 2 candles, both sides of them. Just enough for you to go, just like that. No more, no less. All right. And then we bringing out a bowl full of ramen noodles. But let me tell you why. Because that's what I eat almost every day for lunch. So I want her to get a little bit of my childhood because that's where I came from. I came from the ramen noodles. So like she's gonna feel like
What flavor?
how I felt. What flavor? Well, I'm allergic to chicken, so I'm gonna have that beef. And so she's gonna have the beef because there's no chicken in my house. I'll kill her. I will. Just saying. Anyways, so we have that beef ramen. All right. We getting some nice mac and cheese. Who doesn't like some mac and cheese? And then you can get let's get original chips. Smack that on the plate.
You said
Perfect.
what type chips?
Original.
What brand?
What brand? Ah, shit. What's that one brand? It's the one with the lighthouse.
Cape Cod.
Yeah, that one. Those are the best. But so we're gonna smack them on the plate. Bop. Alright. Tell me that's not sexy. And then after you done, you definitely getting something tonight. 100%.
I think they're probably gonna have to go to the hospital for all the sodium you just made them intake from eating ramen and chips.
Nah.
All right, so we're going to go back to Casey. So you heard the other contestants' arguments. Why is yours still the best?
So mine's the best because you want to set an impression. Like obviously, people are aware that the standards are really, really, high up at the beginning, and then once you're comfortable, that's when you can go in with a nice chicken, a nice salad. That's a casual meal. You're trying to impress them in the beginning. I feel like I don't even need to discuss Josh's argument, but I'm going to anyways. So first of all, red tablecloth and candles, so tacky, disgusting. Number 2, ramen noodles, mac and cheese, and potato chips are just clogged, Josh. And ramen, that's gonna make her breath smell. That's gonna make your breath smell. No. And those foods don't even go together. That's like munchy food. Like that's
I just
the
want to
kind of
say,
food you
Hold
eat
on.
if you're
Wait,
like
wait your turn.
baked
all right, if you're gonna come at
and
my food
point
like that,
done.
and if you're gonna come at me, how about you stop reading chat and stealing all their ideas? How about you come something original, something that you would
Who's
say?
whose
Nah, that's
whose
something that
ideas
you
did
would
I
say.
steal?
We is
Whose
gonna
ideas did
fight.
I
We
steal?
is gonna
Whose
fight.
ideas did
Hold
I
on.
steal?
That ramen
Hold
is
on.
gonna be delicious.
Josh,
Casey,
answer
shut the fuck up. It's my
answer
turn.
Whose ideas did I steal?
Answer her
Because I'm pretty
question.
sure I'm
My
the first
turn.
one that
No,
said the
shush.
arteries would be
No,
clogged. So
no,
you're wrong.
No.
I would like to hear what you have to say. Whose idea did I steal?
Yeah, you threw out an accusation, Josh. I need you
You have
to
to back yourself
back
up
it up
because I don't
if
think
you
I
can, because
stole
that's
a
a
single thing from these comments.
Nah, you stealing.
No, I literally was the first one to say anything. I said he's trying to make her arteries
Nah,
clogged.
listen, chat. Don't
and
listen
then-
to her. She's camping.
all right. Now that has been silenced. Dana, let me hear. Do you have any rebuttal against their meals?
I mean, I don't even know what to say. I kind of talked about Casey's a little bit during mine. I just think it's a little bit too try hard for the first one. Don't want to set it too high. That's more of like a week or 2 weeks in type of thing when you're trying to make it really nice, and really romantic. But for the first one, we're gonna try to keep it pretty across the board, pretty straight up, but with the subtle hints that manipulate them into being like, okay, this is a fresh start. This is a new relationship. Um, I don't even, yeah, I mean, I'll admit it. Um, and who among us is not? We all like to mess around with people's minds a little bit. I don't even think I need to get into Josh's. I think if I was served personally, like, I don't wanna get too subjective in my argument, but if I walked in to a man's house and he was like, "I'm cooking for you," and he brought out ramen, I would leave. I would leave.
What if it's like fancy ramen,
Alright.
like homemade ramen? With like
If it was, like, homemade
not
ramen,
from
then sure, but that's not what
instant
he's
ramen.
talking about.
All right, hold on. Hey, Josh, hold on. All right,
Uh-huh.
say
What
what
did Dale say?
say what you're
He
saying.
said Dale has commented at 10:05 before she said it. It was like those don't even go together at all. So when I said that you copied
God.
something that was on the chat, it was true. Don't try to lie. Don't act like you didn't see that because yours was right there. Okay, look at 10:05, 10:05, 10:05. Those go together. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You can't think for yourself. You're thinking off the chat. So you need to get out of my face.
munchy foods. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out, Josh. You're wrong.
Okay. Ooh, we're getting heated in here, chat. So go ahead. Who do you guys think won that vote? For best first dinner date meal? Is it Josh with the beef ramen noodles, side of mac and cheese and Cape Cod potato chips with the red tablecloth and candles? Is it Casey with the steak, mashed potatoes, green beans, mac and cheese with a brownie dessert and spinach dip appetizer? Or is it Dana with her citrus aioli chicken with the ice cream dessert? All right. Well, chat was
Sounds so
pretty quick.
good.
Chat was pretty quick to decide this one. It is Casey with the clear victory with that one.
Nope,
So
not good.
we move into our next topic. And this one's going to be starting with Dana. So, if you're allowed to take only 3 things to a desert island, what would you choose?
God.
Now, I have to lay out some precursors so y'all don't just like start doing stuff. This is no electricity, no Wi-Fi on this island, okay? You can bring things that you can carry, okay? So you can't like unrealistically bring anything that you can't physically carry. So go ahead, be thinking of 3 things that you would bring to a desert island. It's a decent sized island, okay? It is uninhabited. You're the only one there. There's some trees, some bushes. As far as you know, there may or may not be other animals on the island itself. Obviously, you'll be around water, so you could assume fish is a possibility.
Who is it? Dana? May?
Dana's the one starting out
It's
in
me.
a couple seconds.
I'm ready.
All right, Dana, take it
I'm
away.
ready to go whenever. All right. I'm thinking survival. Obviously there are things that I wish I could bring, like, entertainment things, but that's not how I'm looking at this because I don't want to die in like 2 seconds. So, first item, I don't know what they're called, but those little straws that like were invented so that people could drink like not fresh water, like salt water or like
The filter
gross
straws?
water. Yeah, like those little straws so I can drink from the ocean. So, obviously you can't just drink from the ocean, you'll die, but like if you use that straw, you can. So I'd bring one of those. Um, Next, I would bring like a spear because a spear would work if there's fish, but it would also work if there was like other animals on the island. I would just, throw my spear at them. So that'd be number two. And then I'm thinking like protection from the sun. I'm assuming if it's an island, it's going to get pretty hot. So I bring one of those like Mylar blankets to protect myself from the sun. So I have my shelter. Um, Obviously, in the meantime, I'm going to be working on building a hut. I'm going to be doing all those other things. But, for the first couple of days where I don't really have any shelter, I would bring a blanket like that. That would protect me.
Okay, so Dana's starting out with a nylon blanket, a spear, and a filter straw. Josh, what are you bringing? What 3 items?
All right, so yes, Dana, those are all great items, but that filter straw, that filter probably won't stay good forever. I'm not 100% how they work. If I'm wrong, you can correct me later. But those filter straws may get old and then not filter it as much. So first, I'm bringing a machete. Good for hunting, good for cutting down trees, good for just about anything you can dig with it. There's a bunch of uses for it. I'm also going to be bringing some string, so you can use that for traps, helping build the house, and just about anything that you could need for the island. And then I'm bringing like a pot. That way I can collect water in the pot, boil it, and then it'd be just as fresh. It's unlimited. You can use it as many times as you want. All you have to do is put it on a fire, and you're good. So definitely the machete, string, and then the pot.
All right, so Josh is bringing.
Can I quickly respond to
Yeah.
one of his queries?
Go for it. Your filter straw? Sure.
To answer your question, just to answer your question about my filter straw, I just Googled it. They're good for 5 years. So
Okay.
I
So
am
after that
solid for
5
5
years, what are you
years.
gonna do for that?
I'm assuming I'll die of other causes by 5 years if I don't already get rescued. Because like, let's be honest,
So say you
if
don't
it's 5 years, I would just
So say you don't
say I
get
don't get
rescued and
rescued, I would probably just want to
you
die.
don't die. You're gonna die at that point where you could have just used a pot and live on. So that's all I wanted to point out.
All right. Just saying, 5 years.
I understand. I respect it. Casey, go ahead. You can state yours. It's probably boring, and I'll win, but you can still point it out. You can try.
Okay. So, the 3 things I would bring. So, I was originally, before Dana said it, let me clarify. I was gonna say one of those blankets, but then I realized that Brody said that there's trees on the island, so I'm gonna rely on those leaves, and that'll protect me from the sun. So I would bring a giant, like one of those flare things, the flares you can light off,
Flare
because
gun?
that's gonna be, yeah, my best way of gaining anybody's attention. If I see a plane, I'm shooting that thing up there. If I see a boat, I'm shooting it up. They're gonna come rescue me. My other items probably aren't even gonna be needed. But I was gonna also say a pot. So obvious reasons, boiling water, the straw, unreliable. And then other thing was going to be a lighter, and that's because I can obviously make a fire with that. I don't have to rely on trying to like get the light with a glass or whatever they do in the movies. I don't have to rub sticks together. No. When I first get there, I'm gonna need that lighter. I'm not gonna be trying to do all that other stuff. Was that 3 items? Oh, my other item was going to be a like knife or
Wait,
like
what? That's 4.
was that 4?
Flare gun,
What did
pot, and lighter.
Flare gun, pot,
and a
lighter.
lighter. Okay. I had a few options in my mind. I couldn't remember if I said 3 or not. So never mind. I was gonna make
And
my own
Brody,
spear
I
then.
did see that, but you can also make traps for fish.
Right.
One of those things where it gets like bigger on the outside. They're too dumb to swim right out. So
Sure.
I mean, you can still use that string for fish.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure, but yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely use that for fish. So, as a, I can brag about this very few times in my life, but as a Boy Scout and an Eagle Scout, we go camping all the time, and this is a very thing we're well versed in how to survive. And I'm slightly disappointed in some of you, and I don't think some of you would. Not saying I would survive, because who knows, but like your choice of items is a little disturbing on your survivability. Some are good, some are
Say
not so good.
names. Say names.
Let's see. If I had to pick who would die first, it'd probably be you, Dana.
Okay, that's not true. That is absolutely untrue. I have some choice words and I have things to say about everyone in this
Okay,
room.
go for it.
All right, well, Casey, not to attack you again. I am so sorry, girl. But a flare gun is good once. So unless you brought 3 flare guns and those were your 3 items, like, so sorry. That's no good. What was your last item again? What was
Lighter.
that?
It's a lighter and a
Lighter.
pot.
That's also like that. Like the lighter is only good so many times. I don't know how long it lasts, but it's only good for so many times. Mine, all of my
Lighters
resources,
last a while.
they last a while
'Cause, like,
unless
it's
you're
not
using
like
it every single day to make your food for every meal.
Yeah, but my fire would last. Like, I'm not stupid. Like,
So are you gonna stay up
my
all night
camera's getting red.
feeding the fire to make sure it lasts all night?
Well,
Yeah,
if you know how
it's like
to
your whole job
No,
at
if
that
you know
point.
how to make a good fire, then you don't need to feed it like every 30 minutes or hour. Like they last a long time. Like
So it's gonna last like the 8 hours that you're gonna be sleeping.
I have a wood stove in my house and it lasts all night long and I know how to make a fire, so I'm not worried about it.
But that's okay.
It is
What
proven if you
I'm
watch.
just saying, mine are the ones.
Hold on.
Mine.
It
Okay,
is
go ahead.
proven if you watch like Survivor, if you just want quick proof, they do make fires, and the coals will last through the night, and you just have to reignite the fire with
The
air.
coals. The coals.
And
Yeah,
the
so
When
you
coals
did
are
can.
what
we
keep you
ever
warm.
talk about coal?
It
There is no coal mentioned. What desert island has coal?
Coals can be just
coal.
wood that you burn.
yeah.
Coals is what is
Coals.
at the bottom of a
Wha-
fire. You don't put coal in the fire.
Yeah, not actual coal.
Assuming we
It's-
have burnable wood on this island.
I did say there's trees.
Is that another assumption?
There's
No.
trees.
The off the top did say
Trees? That doesn't mean that there's burnable wood.
Technically, yes,
Anyways,
that's true.
That's true. It could get
my
wet.
lighter,
Because
my lighter.
a lot of trees on islands do have a lot of moisture in the trees. So think about that.
All right, Casey, continue.
What I'm saying is my lighter would only to be used probably once a day, maybe twice, but probably not. You just got to get one little thing started on the fire and then that's what takes it off. You don't have to keep lighting the fire. And lighter fluid lasts a long time if you're not an idiot with it. So I'm not worried about that. And the flare gun, I'm obviously going to save to the most opportune time, and those things go really high up and they're noticeable. So if I see a plane pretty close by, they're looking at everything. They're going to see my flare, and then they're going to be like, hey, there's an island and I just saw a flare go up, and they're going to send someone to rescue me.
All right, so what are you gonna do about
I
food?
mean, I said I was going to make a spear. I don't think that that's going to be that difficult of a task.
Make a spear. How are you
Get
gonna
a
sharpen
rock.
that spear?
Get a rock. Get another pointy rock. and shave it until it's pointy.
How are you connecting the stick with the rock?
I really, I'm gonna be honest, haven't thought all the way through. Maybe when I get there, I would figure that out. Maybe some grass, maybe some hay. I don't know, something I can find.
Yeah,
Really,
all right.
I like
I
Joopy's
I haven't
comment
gotten that far
here.
because I did only have a minute to prepare my argument.
I like Joopy's comment here where he said Casey packed for rescue. So it's gonna be rough those couple days if there's no plane coming by or anything or boat. That flare gun will
If there was
be
no
rough.
plane, yeah.
that flare gun will be rendered useless until the opportunity comes. And what happens if you don't make it to that
And
opportunity?
that time will come. It will. There's no way that no plane or boat is ever gonna go by me.
Yes, the hope is you make it to that point.
And I will. And I will. It's not really a question at this point.
Well, that's good. Dana packed to
Just saying.
thrive, Joopy said. I forgot what you said you brought, Dana. I already forgot. The filter straw. I
Yeah,
already
the
forgot.
blanket
The
and
blanket.
the spear.
The spear.
So I'm here for the long run. All my things are gonna last. I'm here ready to go.
No. Also, my pot, I can use that to catch fish. Just saying.
Okay, so
By scooping them up.
I think ideally.
Yeah.
At that point,
like-
you can just grab with your hands.
No, because you hold the pot in the water, you put a little grass in there or something, and then it's like, oh, food. And then you just, zoop. You ever caught minnows as a kid with a cup? Just saying. Not that hard.
So you're gonna eat minnows and survive off that?
I'm not talking about minnows, I'm talking about fish. I was making a reference, Josh.
Okay. So I think ideally, let's see what chat thinks. Who do you think won the argument? My opinion, ideally, okay, my choice of 3 would be flint and steel, the flint and steel combo thing. Your lighter
Okay,
is
we go in Minecraft mode.
no, that's basic camping section, a little steel and flint, because that will last probably infinite times compared to a lighter, and who knows, lighter gets
The
wet,
flint will
it's
run
not going to
out.
go. Potentially yes, but fire is probably one of the most important things, and even though if you're in the Caribbean at night it gets really cold, so fire is not only for heat.
I mean, just because you don't have a flint and steel, you can still use the drill bow technique,
yes,
and that works just as good.
you can't say it works just as good. It takes like the amount of energy and time, and the success rate of doing that is really hard.
And then most likely, if there's like a bottle washed up on the shore, you can just use that as like the magnify the light and then light that. Trust me, I watch a bunch of shows.
Okay, but
I know.
your argument there is you're relying on a bottle to be on shore.
I just told you the drill bow.
Yes, it's also a really hard technique to do. But fire is probably one of the most important things besides heat, light, as well as smoke. You can make all 3. So if you want a smoke signal, so being fire is important. I would agree you want some sort of tool, whether that's like a knife, machete, something along those lines, a spear. So you want something, a physical tool that you can, multi-purpose tool that you can use for, cutting wood, cutting bark, depending on where you are. You can make your own string based on, the bark of certain trees. And then the third item is really up for debate on what you want, whether it's something for convenience sake of helping you make your shelter faster, or being able to contain or preserve or make your food, keep your water in. So go ahead, chat, while we go into the next topic. Who do you think won this debate? Is it Dana with the filter straw? I already forgot again what everyone picked. The filter straw.
Oh,
Yeah, I already forgot.
the blanket.
The blanket,
and then,
the spear. Did you say
yeah,
spear?
and the spear.
Okay. Josh chose a machete, a pot, and string. And Casey chose a flare gun, the lighter, and a pot. So
I would just like to say that I'm the only one with a good chance of being rescued. they are all gonna live on that island and die there. I'm gonna
You
be
can
there
do
for
smoke signal. You can write on the sand with
but
SOS. It's
yeah, but what I mean,
all right.
it's
And then
not
if that and if
reliable.
those and when there's no plane for a month, you're dead. Don't come to us.
You're dead.
Okay,
There's
so
definitely gonna be a plane or a boat,
all
and I
right,
can make it last. Like I can
we're
survive for
moving
a
on from
month.
this
So
topic. The winner is Josh based on the votes from the chat.
Not
So
true.
the chat has
he's gonna
spoken.
die there.
We
I'm
we
gonna
move
live.
on to the next topic.
No.
There's
I
a couple
refuse to accept
left.
this.
Before we wrap this up. So next question: who has the superior characters, DC or Marvel? We'll be
I think we
starting
all.
with Dana on this one in a moment. While you guys think.
I don't know any of them. I don't like
You
those.
trolling?
No, I'm not trolling.
You don't
How
know
about
who characters are?
How
You know
I
about
know.
who you know
okay,
who
you can
Batman.
fight this one for me. You fight this one for me. You're good at this. You fight for me.
No,
No, no,
'cause
no,
I
no,
don't really.
no. That is not fair.
Yes, it is.
I don't
I
know
only
the
know
movies.
Marvel
Would you
characters.
rather two people who know nothing about it or someone who can actually say facts? Just because I look at a screen isn't going to help me with much. I don't watch any of those movies.
Here's how
So,
I'm
Brody,
looking at
get
it. I only know Marvel characters. So obviously I'm gonna choose Marvel. I can't explain why they're better than DC characters because like I know like a couple of them. I can't list out all these facts. I've never seen like a lot of DC movies. I've seen Marvel movies and I know about Marvel. So I'm sorry, this is not gonna be my debate.
Well, it's
I'm
a
looking
free
at them right
victory,
now,
Casey.
and I'm
If
ready
you
to make
can,
my
it's a
argument.
free victory if you can. If you
I'm
can.
saying Marvel has the superior ones. Marvel came out with a lot of their characters after DC. Already debated. Done. I win.
Debuted, you idiot.
Oh fuck! I read it quickly.
Yes.
I wasn't looking. Damn.
All right, Casey.
All right, so I don't really know a whole lot. I've only seen a few of those movies. But based off what I'm seeing here, looks like Marvel's definitely coming in with a win because let's get the top ones, okay? Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man. All really great characters. You look at DC's top ones over here, it's just Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and The Flash. They are not going to win against Iron Man. Like Iron Man could take all of them alone probably.
Ooh.
So I'm definitely going to have to say Marvel. Also, Spider-Man is just the best in general. I love Spider-Man. That was the only like Marvel movie I ever saw growing up, so he's obviously my favorite. And then yeah, just looking at all of them, Black Widow, Black Panther, all these people could take out DC easily. And I don't care if a movie says otherwise. In real life, it would be Marvel.
I
Boom.
think I might just move on to the next topic because I'm cringing so hard and I don't want to subject my chat to this anymore longer than they
Oh
have
my
to. I'm
God,
sorry,
Brody.
chat.
Brody, then speak your mind. Speak it.
Well, who am I?
I want to know what you
I
think.
can't debate any of y'all. Y'all aren't knowledgeable about it.
I just want to hear. I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, obviously it's personal preference on which characters you like more, but I would go with DC. Again, a lot of the characters that are like clones from Marvel. So Thanos, the big popular villain, came out after
Shut
Darkseid.
up.
They both, similar big ultimate bad guys, and obviously one came before the other.
Okay, and who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter what order they came out. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's who's cooler and
Also,
who's
I've
more
never-
fun to
Okay,
watch.
I don't
Batman
even
is the
know
most
most of their
successful
powers,
superhero
so-
character if you're talking
Yeah.
cinema of all time.
It's Marvel. It's everyone
Okay.
against you, Brody.
We got some just some MCU casuals here. It's disturbing.
Okay. Okay.
I would like to move on to
Who
the next
cares?
topic.
Okay.
We have
can't-
taste.
I can't
Okay.
take this anymore.
Taze, you don't know any of these characters. All right, we're just going to the next one. Clearly, they don't want to talk about superheroes.
I
I'm
took
sorry,
that way
chat.
too seriously for someone
Um,
with zero
Yeah.
knowledge.
We're going to go to the last and final
You're s-
debate question here. If anyone in the chat wants to debate me and superheroes in the meantime, what they think of their answer for this
You
next
can
one,
do
I'll
that in
be
your own time.
glad to answer it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
Me
my
and
own
Dana
time
are
in the
together.
chat.
Yeah.
So, last and final debate question is a fun one here. We're going to be starting with Josh on this one. So, the final question is, what is the best style of pizza crust?
Mm.
What's so funny?
This is the dumbest
I
question
didn't
I've ever
like that.
heard.
So,
I didn't like what he said. I can't believe you allowed that, Brody.
why'd you? Because I can. It's my channel,
All right, so you want
and
it?
it's what you were doing if you looked at it. Well, there you go.
I got shit
So,
all over it.
pizza style crust. If you need examples, there's thin
Ah,
crust,
ah,
deep dish. No, you get no. Think. I'm not calling on you for 30 more seconds because everyone needs time to think.
La di la dee. We like to party. I don't know the rest of the words. Give me a song. I'm gonna sing to y'all.
What's your favorite song, Josh?
All right.
Hours
So,
by Moby.
Josh, what is the best style
What?
pizza crust?
What? I'm saying cheese stuffed crust because when you take that first bite out, melts in your mouth. Cheesiness strings off. When have you ever heard too much cheese? Please tell me. Anyone?
I've heard
didn't
that
think so. Shut
so
up.
many
Shut up. No one
times.
asked you. No one asked you.
Me too.
Anyways,
You
can you please let me talk? Since
Well, you
when
did
did
ask her.
you?
you
Oh,
asked
I-
a question.
Since when were y'all gonna start interrupting me?
You had a question.
I
and I was
didn't
answering.
ask you. Anyways, I'm so
All
sorry
right.
for these rudeness people. Like I was saying, when have you ever heard of too much cheese? Like when I bite into a regular crushed cheese, I get so disappointed because it's not stringing out of my mouth like a mozzarella cheese stick. That's what it reminds me of. And you can just dip it in some sauce. It's like a whole nother pizza, I'm telling you. That's the wave. You might as well be eating that pizza roll. That's it. I win.
Choopy makes a good point.
Yeah, well, that means y'all aren't smart. If you're lactose intolerant, you're not smart.
Ooh, okay. So you're calling out part of the population.
But no, I'm just saying, like,
If you're
if
lactose
you're, no, if
intolerant,
you're
you
being
probably
serious,
shouldn't be eating pizza.
well,
make cheeseless pizza.
Not only that, you can take there's some sort of medicine because one of my friends has is lactose intolerant, and if he takes like a pill or something, he can eat cheese and milk and dairy
Yeah.
all he wants. So there's different things that you could do. So just don't overthink it, okay?
All right. Casey.
Okay, so we need to take a step back. So I just was informed about a type of pizza crust that I have never had. I can confidently say is the best without even trying it. And it is called the crispy melt. And what that is it's thin crust layer here, a little bit of cheese here, and another thin crust layer. That makes for a cheesy, crispy crust, and that is amazing. My favorite type of pizza is Blaze pizza because it is crispy, it is thin, it doesn't make you feel bloated. It's amazing. But I also like a little bit of cheese in there, but you can't, normally get that. But if you handed me a pizza with a crispy melt crust, crunchy and cheesy, That's amazing. It's like eating like when you do cheese on crackers. It's that same sensation. Crunchy, cheesy deliciousness. I've never even had that kind of crust because I didn't know it existed until just now.
All
But I
right.
will be requesting
So
it
you're
everywhere I
telling
go.
So-
you're telling me you're picking a crust that you've never tried before?
Yes, because I can confidently say that it's the best.
You can confidently.
Hold on,
but you- no,
Josh.
Yes.
Hold
thanks.
on, hold
No,
on.
just
I-
have a
But we don't
sentence.
know that.
But I do know that.
I'll
I
let
can tell
you
you that it's the
amend
best.
your thing just because it needs to be something that's like you can readily availably order at a pizza restaurant,
Yeah.
and that's not one of the crusts.
Okay, fine. Crispy, thin crust.
Okay, so
Cody.
thin crust will suffice.
crust.
Thin crust will suffice.
Yes.
Dana, what crust are you rocking? What's the best crust for a pizza?
You know, I'm just gonna have to go with the fan favorite, the pan style crust. I don't know if that's the exact word. It's just the automatic one that you get. I love the crispy. I like the thick sometimes, but at the end of the day, you want the best of both worlds. You want what's going to please the most people. Whenever people order pizza for a large group of people, what do they get? They don't get the crispy, they don't get the super thick, they get the middle because it's a fan favorite. It's what everybody is happy with. We can all compromise with it. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say other than it's the fan favorite for a reason.
Alrighty, chat. You heard the 3 votes. The choices, we got Josh rocking the cheese stuffed crust, Casey rocking the thin style, and Dana rocking your traditional
I have a
pan
point to
pizza.
make.
Yes.
Since I had to change my whole
Yes.
argument and didn't get to defend my new answer, after you have a nice chewy, delicious piece of pizza, you need a different texture in there, and that texture has to be a little crunch at the end. You eat the crust at the end. You don't want it all to be the same. No, you need a nice chewy piece of pizza and a crispy crust for a little texture switch. Something a little different.
Does anyone want to argue against any other's crust before we have the chat vote?
No.
Alrighty, chat. Go ahead and make your vote. Is it the thin style for Casey, the pan for Dana, or the cheese stuffed crust with Josh? Go ahead, cast your vote, and while you guys go ahead and cast your vote, I'll be doing some plugs here. So, guys, as you may have noticed, I have a lot of my merch on for tonight's episode. We got a nice beanie.
We did notice.
It is very cold out there, as a lot of the country knows with their winter storm. If you're going outside, you're going to want something to protect your head and ears. Pick up a Broku beanie at the merch store. Link down in the description of the channel. Thank you. You can also catch a shirt, multiple colors. I really like this orange color. Plus many other things on the merch store. It's greatly appreciated. It's actually nice stuff too. It's not overly expensive or anything. So if you find something, catch it out. Josh also has a merch store for his Twitch channel. So his Twitch channel is just his username and his little photo on Twitch. So look it up. He streams from time to time. Trying to get him to stream more often. But he has his merch store, Crazy Still merch. Check it out too. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed tonight's episode, make sure to hit the follow button. It helps all of us out a lot. And if you want to catch any of our other episodes, we have a YouTube channel as well. Just type in the Family Bathroom on YouTube, all one word. And all of our previous 12 episodes and future episodes will be on there. And if you guys want to watch us live, it is Wednesday night at 9 p.m. every single week, unless I get banned. And that's why I missed 1 week, because I got suspended from Twitch. So, all right, guys, I'm going to look at your votes. So, okay. We're torn a little. So, I don't know. You're all the winners. How about that? Everyone's
Shut
a winner
up.
here tonight.
Yes, you can.
Yes, Dale. I don't know if it lets you post links, but
I'll see if I can accept
If
it.
you like put it in the Discord, then we can post it if you want. I'm gonna play the song again for you guys here that Dale made for us. So here it goes live. Just kidding, he doesn't want to play. Here we go. So turn it down a little bit. This is Dale's custom song for us that he made. It's really nice. It's pretty much our theme song. And Dale's a little bit of a music producer over down there for his schooling. So go ahead and support him. Nope, that was not a link. So unfortunately, I cannot post it. There's that flush at the end. But yeah. So Dana, thank you for joining us tonight. Is there anything you want to promote, shout out, or anything of the such?
I don't really have anything to shout out. Follow me on Twitter though, at Dana the Outlaw. Temporary account. Hopefully that will change soon. In other circumstances, you can follow me at Dana_Poland on Twitter. But unforeseen circumstances happen. Now it's Dana the Outlaw. Otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram at Dana Poland. There you go. There's my plug. That's all I have. But thank you for having me. Family Bathroom.
Absolutely, Dale. If you can, real quick, I really want to post it. But post it in the Discord if you can, because I don't think you can post links yourself on the stream. Casey, Josh, thanks for joining as always. Is there anything you guys want to promote, shout out, talk about?
I'm good.
All right. So I think he may have posted it. So he did. All right, chat. Sorry, you guys are seeing some weird stuff on stream, but go support the man here. Check out his work. Give him the follow. He makes good stuff. He's only getting better. He's going to be the next big music producer on the site, so get in early while you can. Hit that connections and give him a follow. So with that being said, guys, as always, thanks for watching. And from our bathroom to yours, I hope you all have a great night.